All right. All right.
Oh, okay.
So Miles, just to start it off, let's hope that that Exdee actually, give PunX the respect that they need, and they don't go with those little troll drafts. But yeah, let's see what we get here.
I mean, both teams are. This is a pretty important match for both teams, especially because they're actually tied for the first seed. So like winning 2-0 will be like the dream for especially PunX because they're gonna have a really hard matchup against WRG. So you want to make sure that they're hoping for a 2-0 obviously, but like against WRG it might be a really tough uphill battle. So they're hoping to kind of stay away from Exdee Gaming by coming out with a 2-0 with victory, hopefully.
That's it. So just looking at the bans though from the side of Exdee, you see the Beastmaster coming like straight up first ban. So they clearly want to kind of play this this rotating kind of game, right, with the Tusk, because obviously you can't really run and rotate in the early stages because the Beastmaster usually will have a Hawk, he has a vision. So you can kind of see that they kind of want to make possibly a tri lane and just kind of run it at the likes of PunX here. Puck, I mean, do I even need to say anything about that hero at this point? Just
I mean,
so
the
strong.
heroes is ridiculous.
It really is,
It's
And then
just
we're looking at the
ridiculous.
and then we're looking at the side of PunX. I mean, Oracle in the hands of a good past 5. That thing it can decimate. It can decimate the best of heroes. So yeah, really good ban if you ask me. And the voice for it. I mean, voice for it. That hero, it's also right. Such a tempo space creating mid. Obviously, they don't want to play.
I mean, Puck and Voidspur are both like you can flex pick in the first drop, you can go off lane, and then you can go carry or mid laner, and then it's like you might as well just ban these like really meta heroes like Voidspur, Puck, OD, or like Nyx Assassin. But like
getting them out there.
Two of like what I would say like OD and Nyx Assassin are like two of the strongest heroes on the mess, like top 6, definitely.
Yeah, and I mean, Nyx is really, really good against this Outworld Destroyer as well, right? Possibly one of the better counters to him. So it's a bit surprising that Exdee would actually pick it into the Nyx.
I mean, they instantly picked it actually. So they clearly they clearly had like a draft in mind with the OD, right? But then they know that the enemy's gonna pick Nyx. So they instantly picked OD. So I'm excited to see what position this OD will be playing because it definitely cannot be mid because OD mid kind of gets wrecked by Nyx Assassin. Not even if Nyx Assassin is just your mana burn does so much damage, and then we see that Lycan pick up.
Well, I've actually seen the OD recent as a 5. I mean, it can play as a 4 as well. 3, we've seen that as well. But this Lycan pick, we haven't seen one of these in quite a while. This hero as well can play safe lane, can play mid, and even off lane. It's still one of those heroes that can actually do pretty well in the off lane as well. And it's one of those heroes that you don't want him to come online, right? Because as soon as he's online, he's running at you. He's diving towers. He's causing havoc on the map. So where do you think this Lycan's going
to? This Lycan will probably be +3 if I'm looking at the drafts. But they did ban Tidehunter, but Tidehunter is really good against like just because of your damage reduction. But I think this Lycan will probably be +3 because you don't need Lycan to be. Lycan can create enough space by itself in any position when he just has his Necrobook and Helmdom. So I think there'll be a 3 to counteract the OD aggression and the tower push.
So something I recently found out, right, is so Kotl. Kotl is one of these heroes that we haven't really seen much of, but that new Spell is the one that slows it. I can't think of the name right now. I was playing Wind Ranger the other day, and that thing literally slows you down even when you wind running. So that could be a possible counter to this Lycan, right? Because it doesn't matter if Lycan is in wolf form, he will still get slowed by that Kotl slow. Are we sure about that?
I'm very sure. Have you ever a Lycan's ulti will always get 6 from
the reason I'm asking is because obviously the Wind Ranger, with the wind run, it's fair enough. I just got schooled. Thank you for that. Yeah, but looking back to it, the Io pick, also one of those heroes that you kind of you don't want to kind of play against it. It's so annoying, can save your team. It can lots of heals coming out from it as well. So definitely not something you want to go up against. And then the DP, right? DP also just one of those heroes we've been seeing a lot of in the Keystroke Cup, especially on the side of Dark Legend. So yeah, I think it's a pretty decent ban to get out here. But if we can just theorycraft a little bit here, also, what would you like to see on the terms of on the side of XD at least? How would you like to see their lanes pop up? What heroes do you think that they're looking at possibly picking up here?
XD gaming, they can then reflect with the OD. Like OD is really bad in mid because mid OD will get like a lot of ints with the power drift, meme hammer, whatever. And then the next as a mana burn does like 600 damage or 700 damage like really in the game. But it all depends on the matchup. If PunX picks like a DK mid or something, or like a Kunkka mid for early tempo, you can definitely send the OD mid. But then this OD will probably go to the same lane. That's the easiest to stomp. Like if it's against the Troll Warlord or if it's against the Ricky or something, they'll probably send the OD to that lane. And then the Lycan will just be at the opposite side of the lane because there's no way PunX sends the offlane Lycan or carry Lycan into the OD lane. It's just, you're not going to get anything. You're not going to get the early Necro books.
And then we see the Winter Wyvern pickup. One of those heroes that you don't really see that often, but definitely a solid hero, right? Really good at counter initiating and save an ally hero there, and possibly looking to pick that up maybe to kind of counter the Tusk a little bit.
I mean, the Wyvern pickup actually makes sense because if you look at their ban Mars, and Mars is particularly good against Troll Warlord because when Troll Warlord just ults, you just bulwark and you just take 0 damage and then you tank the entire Battletrons for your whole team. So they banned the Mars, so that meant that Exdee could potentially have picked up the Troll, so that then pick another counter directly into the Troll, which is the Wyvern. So that's actually a really nice pick ban decision by PunX.
That's it. But how would you feel, about a bit of a cheese pick here? I know for a fact that Remedy he can play a Broodmother. What are the chances that they decide, you know what, let's just brood them. Let's last pick, cheese them, we pick this brood up, and Remedy just runs down mid and ends the game. What are the chances of that?
I mean, I would like because Donate's not really the he's like consistent. He's like a consistent mid lane. He's not really the flashy mid laners that play really risky heroes, high risk, high reward. He's more of the DP, the Kunkka, the really safe mid lane here. So he's like really dependable. So if they are gonna go cheese, it probably has to be Remedy on the team. I don't really know what Remedy plays cheese wise, but like you said, if he picks Broodmother, I don't really know the Broodmother Broodmother matchup into the Lycan. I don't know how this Broodmother can shut down this Lycan, or I don't know how other way it goes. I haven't seen enough games with it.
Fair enough.
A cheese is always fun.
That's it. So we see the Phoenix pick coming up. Phoenix always just a solid hero. Also can be played in multiple positions, and loads of magical damage coming out. Can also allow your team to disengage from fights. Can be used in order to engage in fights. Just a good overall hero. And then obviously Jug, right? Like Jug, just one of those counters to Phoenix. Just one of those casual, normal, easy kind of counters. So what do you think of the Jug? Do you like the Jug here?
Jug, I like it because ideally if you're gonna play like something to counter the egg, you probably have to play like Lifesteal or something. But Lifesteal, I feel is way slower than the Juggernaut is. And then there's Weaver. But I was gonna go back to the Phoenix pick. So the Phoenix pickup is actually really good because if probably Skihan plays the Phoenix pulse 4, actually looks to be a pulse 5. But if when Lycan ulties, you can just put the Fire Spit on the Lycan, and it's gonna stop you just getting completely just shredded by the Lycan. And also the Colding Race is countered by the Sunray, especially with such a high HP hero like Lycan. So it's like these pulse 4s and pulse 5 are going to have like a really crucial role in this game, like way more than other games.
Safe lane. Yeah, and I really kind of like the drafts coming up from both teams. They're quite solid picks on both sides. And then the Weaver. It's Weaver. It's not much you can kind of say, right? He can play as a 1, he can play as a 3 as well, and he just kind of runs havoc. So we've got the Nyx on the side of PunX that can kind of try to deal with the Weaver. But
PunX is lacking catch. Is that what you're trying to get at?
Yeah, I kind of feel that they don't really have this reliable kind of stun. So what would be the best kind of hero now to pick up to kind of counter this Weaver, and possibly just run this game, because we see the puck is gone. So now we can see why that Exdee obviously banned that. Really good counter to the Weaver. So what would the best pick be here now for side of PunX?
Ideally, you want one of the spirits, right? Like maybe Puck, maybe the Void Spirits, but Void Spirit is banned, Storm Spirit is banned.
Void Spirit
Ember
is banned.
Spirit is not really good here because if you send Ember Spirit against Smith, will get completely shredded by OD. And if you play something like Leshrac, it doesn't really work. So I don't really know if there are any options like maybe a Suheo SF, but it just got banned right now. Does he
That's
play
kind of
Invoker? No, not Invoker. Invoker's too slow unless he goes Cosmos.
that's true. That's also very true. And we don't really see him much as a conventional mid or anything at the stage either anymore. So I'm just kind of take a look around to see what options are really available. And there's not much, right? So is the Legion. The Legion has not been banned. So Legion is definitely a possibility. Legion's really good against the Weaver, really good against the
But
Phoenix.
it's really bad against the Tusk and OD. There's no ways you're gonna get any lockdown with the deal with Snowball and Astro. So I'm just looking. I think they might. I mean, they banned like a lot of mid heroes that can actually disable this Weaver, and some other mid heroes like Pugno or Leshrac is not really viable right now because it just doesn't have the catch for this game. So I don't think you have to. I don't think you can put it down to heroes. I think right now for PunX, you just need to. I think you just need to draft the hero that suits your lineup, and then you buy like items later on to deal with the Weaver like a Rod.
That sounds like the best possible option, at least at this point. So we see the Wind Ranger coming out. It's, Wind Ranger, just one of those heroes. She's going to run around the map, going to try to play on the opposite side of the map from the Weaver, from what I can tell. And she's just going to try to pick off heroes. And at that point, the Weaver is just going to push, farm, and it's kind of going to be difficult for them to kind of catch these two heroes, right?
Yeah,
so
like, Exdee Gaming has completely doubled down on them catching. Like Juggernaut cannot kill Wind Ranger unless he has MKB. Like even after, as soon as Juggernaut uses his Omni Slash just to kill like even the OD, the Wind Ranger can just completely just roll with the focus fire onto the Juggernaut. So
and if we look as well, if all 5 of those heroes on the side of Exdee every single one of them can get away from Jug ulti. Every single one of them. We've got the Snowball from the Tusk, got the OD, got the Phoenix, and the Ember was something that you did mention.
Ember was a pick, but I'm gonna be worried for Soup if he goes mid against the OD because. But yeah, I guess that it is your only sort of catch, and then you kind of have to. If Gambino's lane doesn't go well, if he doesn't get like an early Necro book, then the game's gonna become really hard because. I don't want to say Soup is gonna lose mid, but it's a really tough matchup for Ember against OD, and then for Juggernaut he can't really do anything against those against the offlaner, and then you have you just have the Lycan. The Lycan's kind of the only win condition for PunX. So Gambino's lane needs to go well for them to actually just snowball from like minute 10 and then onwards.
That looks true. That looks true. So I'm very excited to see how. So Miles, can you just mention what was spoken to us right now about the OD and the switches?
So basically, no one was picking the. It was supposed to be like the winner was supposed to be like another position, but now that they see now that PunX picked the Ember Spirit, they're gonna put Jernade mid as the OD. So they were intentionally putting. They were looking to put the Baren, the Wind Ranger, as the mid laner, but because Soup picked the Ember Spirit, they put Jernade mid lane. OD against
and as
Ember
you
Spirit.
mentioned earlier, the OD does fare pretty well against this Ember Spirit. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to see how this game goes. Two really strong teams, 2 teams that practice often. They play as a unit, and they have a plan from literally the start of this game. So I'm really, really keen to see how this game plays out. I'm hoping that there's lots of action, lots of fun. And let's jump straight into it, Mark.
I mean, the draws are just like so much more interesting on higher tier teams. It's not just Lich pick, and then you have an ES pick, and then you have Underlord pick, and then you have Juggernaut, and then you have Storm Spirit, like in some other teams or even in pubs. It's a lot more flexible, and there's clearly a plan in both, especially in Exdee's mind, where they pick like Weaver Wind Ranger as their cause.
It feels more complete, right? Like both teams have saves, both teams have damage dealers. It just feels like a complete team, and I mean that's great to see. So we're looking at the side now of Exdee. It looks like they're going to bring 4 heroes down to the bottom lane, possibly trying to make a bit of a early play here. They do have the Tusk, and we know Tusk is extremely strong at level 1, so they do smoke up. However, they do get scouted out by
Jace.
Jace, but Jace, unfortunately, he didn't actually see that. Maybe he was looking at somewhere else. So he does get eye shots, but somehow he does a complete ravage there with his impale, and he actually might just walk this hook, get out, and yeah, a little bit of a turn of events. Yeah, not a bad ravage to start off with there. Lycan busy feeding his wolves already.
I mean, Jace can just go back to base right now instead of, because he doesn't really have, because he can go back to base because there's no way he's gonna out contest a Weaver and the Tusk with eye shot. So unless he is, but I ideally would have wanted him to maybe like go back to base.
So he has got boots, right? So he can quickly run back and pretty much get back to the lane as quickly as possible. Let's hope he doesn't commit to TP too early there, because we know if he does that, and can be a bit of an issue, especially if he needs to rotate somewhere.
Oh, they're putting the Nexus Assassin 5 top lane.
Yeah, so it looks like the
That's only a really tough lane for both Nemi and Jace, because they're 2 range heroes against Windranger and Phoenix. And also because if you just look at Jace's item, that's a pause 4 item. And now he doesn't have any regen, or not enough regen to deal with the ranger attacks.
He is bringing through some more tangos at the moment, and Enchanted Manga is on its way right now. But just to start off with this whole mid lane, what does Soup build now in order to try to sustain in this lane, to try to counter Junaid? What is the best item for him starting off?
There's literally nothing. Bottom lane.
Oh, looking at bot. Wouldn't even be able to see that, but looks like the icon will go down, and there's just a lot of things happening right now. Like, okay, so let's just look back down to bot. Let's start there. So yeah, so it looks like the Tusk went on the Lycan, got a nice early little kill there, and Remedy, I'm not too sure what happened there, to be honest. Maybe a bit of a misplay.
I mean, I think it was kind of mistime. I think it was timing the Sakuchi with like the last few drops of his HP. I guess he just mistimed or something. Or he could have been just wanted suicide.
That's it. So the Tusk is getting a bit low, but he does have enough tangos to kind of get back up there. But you know, Winter Wyvern, a really difficult hero to lane against, does a lot of damage, and we'll just keep spamming out those Splinter Blasts and doing Arctic burns from across the map. So I'm keen to see how they're gonna do in this bottom lane. Looking back to mid though, Junaid just harassing Soup out here. It's just so
hard for a melee hero, especially for Embersphere, because as soon as you Flame Guard, even if you have like level 2 or level 3 and you Flame Guard, you just get Astrod, and then the OD Junaid just runs away. Like, he doesn't really care about you.
Yeah, kind of just...
So Soup kind of just needs to rush the bottle so he can actually just sustain in the lane for long enough that he can just get like a Deep Urine or like a Haste Rune or like an Arcane Rune, and then he's going to probably start ganking bottom lane or something. Bottom lane?
Yes, so looking back at bot, Tusk is going on to Gambino, and Remedy getting a bit low, but the Tusk does go down. Just a lot of magical damage coming out now at the moment from the Winter. And Lycan just does so much damage, especially with his wolves. He's able to kind of just beat him down. Looking back again onto mid, it looks like Junaid will be going... Soup at least. He will be going straight bottle, like you did mention. Junaid rushing that meta Meteor Hammer.
For him to win the mid lane, he's going to have to obviously get the ball, and then he has to go like jungle straight away, which is why he went for 2 points in the Flame Guard, because there's no ways you lane against this OD, so you just need to cut your losses and just go jungle so that you can hit your timing. Even for this OD or get free farm is better than you not getting, because you're not going to stop this OD from free farm. It's better for you as the mid laner just for you to hit your timing.
Sorry, looking back at bot, he did look like he's trying to make a play, but he is getting run down right now by the Winter Wyvern. A couple more hits and he might go down, 20 HP, but he just looks like he's going to get away. B does decide to come maybe back in. Gambino does go down, not enough mana on Winter to... Yeah, Winter doesn't have enough mana to actually cast his Splinter Blast, but he does have a Mango, decides not to use it, and Remedy picks up a kill. So, yeah, just based on what you said about the Ember, getting this bottle and kind of going into jungle, I did see that Jace was actually trying to go and stack for his Ember, but Skihound, you know, reading that play really well, he actually went into the jungle and kind of just stopped Jace from actually making any stacks there. So it's a quite heads-up play from from Skian to kind of read that play as well.
I mean,
Looking at
if you look at top lane, you can just like I was saying at the beginning of the game, I was kind of worried when they sent the Nyx assassin top against the
sorry,
Wind, especially with
looking mid, it looks like Soup picked up a DD and he's going at Junaid, but Junaid just kind of ashles him and they trade a few hits. But sorry, you can continue.
because I was at the beginning of the game, I said that with Jace's starting items and when he transitioned from the pause 4 position to the pause 5, when he only had boots and like 4 tangles, I said that the lane's gonna be really hard for this top lane. And you can clearly see on CS chart, Barent has 25 CS and 8 denies, and Nemi only has 15 CS at 4 and 4 at 50 minutes. So like this top lane is gonna get even harder for Nemi because it's just against 2 range heroes, and it all counts on Jace just making like kind of trading his resources, like his HP, to kind of just tank the damage for Nemi, because Nemi right now is suffering really hard.
I just want to take a look at bot here, Miles. Look at this this large camp. They've been pulling it constantly. They've been fighting around it. They've both sides have been taking a lot of damage from this. It looks quite funny, to be honest. It looks like they're all trying to contest it. It looks like B will decide going onto the Lycan, but Remedy very low, so he'll decide to back off. B also really low right now. He needs to kind of just make sure that yeah, good snowball. I thought I was worried for a second.
I thought he was going to snowball with the eye shot. I thought he eye shot for the vision, and then he just not control. But like Wyvern's such a strong laner because his power spike timing comes every like 50 seconds with an Octave burnout, and that power spike timing hits hard. Like you can zone both the Weaver and the Tux off in that 2 seconds of the Octave burn that a lot of other supports can't really do.
And just to add to that, Splinter Blast has a 7-second cooldown. It's extremely strong, and it allows him to actually farm this side camp as well, at least getting a few last hits here and there. So amping up the XP gain and the farm for himself as well as the Lycan.
I mean, maxing out the Splinter Blast would probably be Nimby Monkey's ideal because it is against a Lycan lane, and Lycan can't really push really fast in the early, like from 8 to 10 minutes. You kind of have to rely on the Wyverns to just Splinter Blast the wave with the Catapults and just instantly push until Gambino has his Necro books. Soup, he's looking quite low. I mean, he needs to be careful that Junaid doesn't have enough mana for ulti.
So he's playing it quite aggressively. He's just trying to push out the lane by what I can see, and he keeps having a remnant at one of the camps, so he can just go immediately back to farming. Looking at top though, Nemi taking a lot of damage. He had to use his healing ward there earlier because they did actually go on him, and it looks like now they're going to try to make a play onto the Wind Ranger. Spin coming out from the jug.
No one.
They're trying to block. Sorry, I apologize. It was Blade Fury, but yeah, Skian getting a bit low here, but he doesn't really care. Fire Spirits stops him from actually doing anything there. Looking mid again, as you can see, Soup just being as aggressive as possible, just trying to push that lane out, and just jumps back to the jungle.
I mean, Soup is playing this lane exactly how he's supposed to. He needs to be maxing out Flame Shield to push out the lane as quick as possible. Even if he gets
looking back bot, Winter Wyvern getting very low right now, and he will die to the Tusk. Looks like he was just in a bad position there. But Remedy getting really low. He does commit his time lapse, so he'll just kind of get out right now, and he'll be fine.
I mean, there's no way
looking really low.
Gambino?
Sorry, so it does look like they're going back on Gambino right now. Again, Snowball is going to be coming up, but he decides to go backwards.
I'm surprised they didn't go on Gambino right there. I mean, they could definitely have killed him because Remedy will not die to Lycan. But I guess Gambino does have a 20 stick magic.
Yeah, he's got 20 stick shots.
20 stick shots, so I guess going on them wasn't really wise. Jace going to mid lane to split the runes.
Yeah, looking back at bot again, they are deciding to go on Gambino this time, but he will get cold embraced up. B getting really low right now, does commit the snowballs to get out. Remedy very low, does not have mana actually to even use Shikuchi, and he will go down, and B as well from this Splinter Blast and
Junaid in trouble.
Yeah, Junaid getting really low. He does have his ulti though, but will he be able to get it off? He does get it off, but Soup just not. He just had, I think he just had his flame gun on there, so that tanked most of the damage. But a really good rotation here from Jace. Really good. Yeah. And also Spike Carapace, coming from the Nyx. That I think allowed him to actually survive there. Looking bot again, it's getting a bit rough here for Remedy and for Tusk, right? They're taking quite a bit of damage. They're not really able to secure the stack, and
it gets to a point where like as soon as Gambino hits level 6, they can't really kill him because he's way too tanky. If they try to go on him, B's probably gonna die with the Octoburn on the Nubucky. So they've been trying to go on to the Wyvern all this time, but now that the Wyvern has hit level 6 and he has his ulti and has more levels in Sledden Boss, he can actually turn onto Remedy if Remedy is not careful with his ulti. This Weaver's quite a squishy here. If he's not careful with his ulti and he tries to time it at the last time, he might underestimate how much damage the Liking can do. And after you like feed a Weaver bot and then you toss dice, you're just gonna lose the bot lane, and then it becomes a bit of a disaster.
So Lycan does have, he has got his Necro books up now, Necro level 1. It looks like Nyx Assassin will decide to rotate to the bot. It looks like they might want to make a play here. PunX on his way bot though, so they might be looking to actually counter this fight on the side of Exdee. But as you just mentioned, you know, having this Winter Wyvern's Winter's Curse, it's a bit risky. So
if Exdee Gaming try to engage us or try to like contest the stack, they're gonna lose a lot here. But they do have Wyvern, Tusk, and Weaver who are pretty skippable here. It's not like a Shadow Shaman and then like a Lich or like and then like a Techie to have like a really bad mobility.
So right now it looks like Tusk is just kind of trying to see and scout out what is actually happening.
Look at Nemi. Nemi is coming bot as well. I don't really know why he's
is level 6 though, and the the Wind Ranger does come down. She does use her Focus Fire, but Winter's Curse used on B, so B getting very low and he will actually
the Shackle Shot.
Great Shackle Shot coming out from this Wind Ranger right now, getting 2. And Winter looks like he will probably go down from this Cold Embrace, but that allows his team just to kind of back off, and no one kind of follows up, right? Doug had...
Skihound died to the Necrobots and the Wolves.
Unlucky. I honestly didn't even notice it because I was trying to jump back to Nemi at the top here. Nemi having a bit of a tough time. He was pushed out of his lane. As you saw, he actually ran all the way to the triangle and then to that 5 bot. But now looks like he does have at least a couple of minutes of some farm top. So let's hope
at least because he definitely. I mean, luckily for Nemi, he's not playing like an Anti-Mage or like a Wraith King who you need like the second item to third item to actually be really impactful in the game. But because he's playing Juggernaut, as long as you have the Maelstrom, you can actually fight pretty actively with your team. So that's the upside for PunX when their Pulse 1's lane didn't go that well. The hero can still do really a lot of things from the early games and mid game. But that engagement Thunder was actually really favorable.
Looking on mid, the Ember Soup does go on to B, but B does just get out with the snowball. Looks like he was in a bit of trouble there, but he was able to get out. Looking at the Odie, Jace is busy following him. The Odie does have the Meteor Hammer up though. It looks like they might look to actually take a fight here. Junaid getting caught out. This great play from Jace, you know, reading that play, waiting.
He has no mana burn.
He does have Sanity's clips though, but he decides not to use it. Winter Wyvern using Winter's Curse just to keep the Phoenix in. He does have Supernova. Unfortunately not able to get it off. Possibly decided to hold it there instead of just wasting it, because I mean I don't think that he was...
No, there was no way. No, especially against 3 heroes, there was no way he was going to...
That Fire Spirit's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, but congratulations to Shoop. Like, he actually just... He didn't outplay in the sense of like solo killing Junaid, but he actually outplayed Junaid.
Looking up top, Jay's getting caught out here by 3, and they will just kind of run him down. He doesn't really have anything to... He doesn't have any mana when he spells up, but he'll waste some of their time.
I mean, going back to what I was going to say about, so he didn't like outplay Junaid in the sense that he solo killed Junaid, but he outplayed Junaid in out-farming and just out-rotating and just like out-scaling Junaid, because Junaid's gank hasn't really been that useful. Like he was bottom, but the fight was already over, and while Soup was like the man's level 11 while Junaid's only level 9 with a Meteor Hammer. So like Soup played really well in the mid lane.
Yeah, he kind of did exactly what you thought that he would do, and he did it to perfection, as far as I can tell. But looking back at Gambino at the bottom, he's about 50 gold away now from his Necro 3s, and this boy is going to start running at people, and he's going to start hurting. So I'm keen to see if he does decide to make maybe a smoke play up now when he does get this level 3 Necro and try to maybe go and find and take a few kills. But looking mid, Junaid will Astral up Soup.
His tower's looking really low.
They might decide just to give this... Well, here comes Phoenix. Phoenix is on his way. The Weaver is TPing in, but a Winter's Curse coming out onto BE. And he gets caught like with a couple of his teammates just killing him there. But Nibbling Monkey getting really low, and it looks like he possibly will go down. And the Phoenix Egg is committed just to kind of hold him off. Junaid getting caught out here right now. He doesn't have Astral, but an amazing Shackle coming out again from this Wind Ranger. Gambino committing his ulti, but it looks like he'll just decide to get back.
I'm surprised Jace didn't get any points in Mana Burn. Like, I don't know why he got so many points in Carapace and not Mana Burn. Because if he got 1 point, even if just the value point, like, he should be maxing. Like, obviously, maxing out Mana Burn would be... maxing out the Impale is priority because they need Stunlock. I don't really know why he went so many points in Impale. So, because the Mana Burn, like, if that Mana Burn was level 3, this OD would take around, like, 600 damage later on into the game.
But there's these Wind Ranger shackles at the moment, amazing shackles. He's been getting these two-man shackles quite often, and that actually kind of saved the OD there. So it's a really good play coming out from this Wind Ranger right now. Looking at Jace, he doesn't have his ulti, but it looks like he'll try to get a bit of a deep ward in here, just so he can kind of scout out what's happening. And Nibbling Monkey just doing Arctic Burn things. So
for PunX, their timing is around whatever Juggernaut gets in his first eye will be in Maelstrom or Drums. He's getting Drums in this case. And then you're obviously going to sync up with Gambino's Necrobox and then Soup with the Maelstrom. So I think that's the exact timing. But for Exdee Gaming, it's more... It's like a harder... It's not a clear plan in mind. I think their heroes are just out there to outplay the... Your mic, you're breathing on it.
Apologies, as I didn't actually move it at all, so that's a bit weird. But yeah, so basically all Lycan really has to do at this point, right, is he has to just pressure this bottom lane, and whenever his ult is up, he needs to kind of just run at heroes. So it looks like they will bring in...
Sweep does have haste, and Barin just uses Wind Run.
Wind Ranger getting caught out. She does have Shackle Shot, but might not decide to commit it. She does end up going down, though, but now B's in a bit of a bad spot. He will get caught by Soup. He does commit the snowball, probably going to go to one of these creeps now, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get out of here. It's just too much lock, well, stun lock at this stage. Looking back at Gambino now, he does have his ulti up, and he might decide to now go on to Skian. Skian does have Supernova, but he doesn't have 5 strokes up for another 3 seconds or so.
Skian?
Yeah, Skian
he does have Egg Dive.
But he does commit the egg right now, but... yeah, he should be able to get out. He should be able to be...
Junaid is trying to cut off Gambino. But he's not going to have mana if he keeps...
Yeah, he's getting caught by these Necro creeps, and he's taking a lot of damage, actually. There is still a magic wand on Gambino, and maybe he commits to this fight right now, because the OD, he does have Astral up again. Oh, okay, yeah, he just disappeared. I actually thought that was going to go slightly differently. But this Arcane Orb, man, this Arcane Orb, just so strong. Just so strong.
I mean, Gambino kind of wasted his ulti. So basically, the best course of action for Exdee Gaming is for them to react to the Lycan push, and as soon as Lycan ulti, they just pop like Supernova to defend the tower. They like ulti the Lycan. Just so this Lycan ulti timing is not really as impactful as it should be. It's not pushing the tower.
That's it. So it looks like Exdee will try to pressure this mid tower right now. Massive Shackle Shot coming out onto Soup, but he will just get out. OD did try to use his Mewtwo Hammer, but unfortunately missed that, so he doesn't have that up right now.
Junaid should be a bit careful because Soup is jumping in.
Yeah, Junaid's really out of position right now, and it doesn't look like his team can save him. There's no egg on the Phoenix, and they're still chasing after this OD. He does have Astral up in a second, but even if he uses it, he does commit it onto Soup.
Maybe he's chasing. He's chasing with the Lycan. Oh, the Juke's no
way. Does
he
get the Juke off?
There's no way he gets out.
Soup maybe sitting there, getting the chains off just in time. Oh, that was
like
a
milliseconds off.
Yeah, like what a Juke actually. Yeah, great read from Soup though to go the opposite side of his team. Looking at Remedy though, Remedy is getting he's getting a few items at least. He's getting some farming. He does have his Maelstrom up. He's looking to go for a Sanjay right now. Possibly going to look at maybe getting a Heavens. Interesting to see. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm just theory crafting right now. Is he going to be going for a SNY? Is he going to be going for?
He should
Heavens?
Definitely be going for SNY because considering like the whole reason why they drafted the Weaver was because they didn't have any catch, right? And to double down on not having catch, you can counteract the Nyx Assassin stun the like Wyvern ulti by just buying the Sange and then buying transition later into the SNY so you can get the stage resistance.
So looking at the winter, Nibbling Monkey is going to be rushing a Blink Dagger. This is obviously to try to either initiate or can't initiate depending on how certain fights are going to be going. And the Phoenix having his earn up, he's possibly going for a Meteor Hammer right now. It looks like the teams are just going to kind of maybe try to get their next timing at this stage. Gambino TPing top. He's kind of done all he can bot at this stage, I assume, and now he wants to kind of just play on the different side of the map. He does have his ulti up though, so I would be like, it would be quite nice to see him actually, utilizing that ulti, because that's I mean every time shapeshifting is up, or shapeshift, sorry, it's just so strong.
I mean, I haven't really felt this like an impact where this immense amount of pressure done onto the enemy, like all your outer towers are taken by minute 20, but it's not that Gambino was playing that, it's just that Exdee Gaming are like rotating 5 bans every time to Gambino because they realize that he is the win condition for their team, and if this Lycan's able to get off just like free map control for his team, and he lets Lemmy and Soup just like free farm at the backlines, then it's basically a win-win scenario for PunX. So Exdee Gaming are doing like a really good job at responding to exactly where Gambino is and exactly how he wants to play.
I see. So it looks like PunX are going to be grouping up. Soup is about 1,500 gold away now from his ag, so he's going to be very difficult to keep down at that stage. He just kind of pushing the lane bot. Are they going to possibly look at maybe a smoke play here on the side of PunX? It looks like they are grouping up, but Gambino just chilling in his own jungle at this stage. Would you prefer seeing him pushing these waves out at the moment?
If he pushes out the wave, he can potentially get smoke ganked by Exdee Gaming, and once you get smoke ganked, you lose the strongest hero on the map, which is the Lycan. Like Soup is really strong, but like even if Soup kills like 3 heroes, he can't really push a tower. He can't really Roshan by himself. So that's where the Lycan comes from. Like if Lycan wins the team fight and he kills like 3 heroes to 4 heroes, they can easily Roshan and take a tower after that. So like Gambino also needs to be the way he's playing is completely fine because he needs to play a bit more passive so he doesn't like throw away his lead.
So Nyx Assassin, he does have a Blink Dagger up at the moment. He was scouted out when he went up to steal that bounty, little sneaky little guy, but he just blinks out, he gets away. Picking mid, Remedy is just gonna say to Winter, listen, get out of my lane. Come on, Gia, let me just farm this. Looking towards bot though, Soup very, very close. He's about 100 gold now from the Zag. So
I mean, Soup is super farmed. Like I did not expect the Embassy to be this farmed against the OD. Like Janae has fallen off like 3k. He's lagging behind against the Soup. It's mostly because it's hard. They don't have a clear for Exdee Gaming. They don't have a clear game plan.
Looking bot though, Soup is going on to touch right now. He does have a DD and he's doing so much, but he is taking a lot of damage from everybody. He does manage to actually take down B and just jumps out. Also, just a sneaky little quick in and quick out, right? Drive by shooting there.
Spicy. It's looking spicy.
Looking.
I mean, watching Soup play is always watching Soup play against like Janaid is like you can see that like Janaid's a really like a dependable mid laner, but for like Soup to win mid, he has to make these flashy plays and for to win against his teams.
Winter's Curse committed onto Wind Ranger right now, and she's taking a lot of damage. She will actually go down. Janaid getting caught out. He's in a very, very bad spot. He doesn't have Astral. He doesn't have Astral either, though. Skian just trying desperately to protect him there with Sunray, but he does end up going down. Egg is committed though, but Nemi just spinning, taking the egg down very quickly, very easily. And now Exdee are just trying to back up as quickly as possible. Remedy does still have his time lapse up, but
wait, is that like an axe?
Like an axe, that is. And now they're gonna go look at taking this rush quickly. And this is what you mentioned, right? Losing this fight in this mid lane now just kind of opens up to rush. And I don't think there's much that Remedy can do. He does catch Jace though. Jace using his Carapace into a stun and just jumps out. Does Remedy try and possibly steal this right now?
It's way too risky, especially with the Necrobots in the pit. They can easily
I would still like to see it. He has opened up a slot though. I would still love to see him try though.
No, it's unnecessary risk.
Fair enough. But
because even if Remedy does go into pit and he steals the Aegis, he's gonna die instantly, and his team is gonna get baited into the Roche pit, and then they're probably still gonna die. So this game is looking way more. like I was favoring Exdee Gaming because Exdee Gaming was looking like a top.
Yeah.
It was like a top tier team, but then PunX is like, whew, it's looking hot.
Well, this is something that I did talk about at the start, right? These guys are very coordinated. They're very, I mean, they've been playing together for a very long time, and they just know how they play as a team, and they just do it really, really well. And at the end of the day, this Embo just played his lane so perfectly, and now he's just kind of making plays all over the map. And yeah, Exdee are struggling to respond to that right now.
I mean, the way I see is that PunX has a clear game plan in mind. It was the Lycan, right? But then Exdee Gaming, they drafted like Wind Ranger and Weaver, which was really nice. But the main thing is that they didn't have a clear plan in mind. They just countered the enemy hero. They didn't have a plan. They countered the enemy heroes, but they didn't have a plan in mind, which I think is the major difference between.
Yeah. So looking bot, it looks like PunX will decide to try and take this T2, but looking top though, Winter Wyvern going up top, they're getting the curse out onto the Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger took a lot of damage at least, but she didn't go down, and now Exdee will kind of go onto Winter, be catching him out. He's literally just wasting time at this stage, and yeah,
but Ren needs to be careful. He might die from
down.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and then but also looking bot though now.
I don't know how they're gonna defend this.
This is a bit of a worry right now, but they do have egg up, and they still have the OD Sanity's clips as well. So let's see what they do actually decide to do here right now. Astral coming out onto the jug. He does have spin, and he's also a very, very quick boy right now. So I don't think he's really too concerned. And they just decide to back off right now because yeah, the shapeshift just, you know, it's gone down. There's no need to kind of stay around there, but they do get the T3. And it looks like Exdee might decide to actually chase it. They have smoked up. I've got all 5 arrows. Exdee, well, sorry, B at least, jumping in. They're getting the Walrus Punch onto Nyx. But Nyx just, is he going to be able to get out of here? Unfortunately not. Just too much damage.
We
so they do get a retake.
We talked about in the draft phase how PunX didn't have any catch for the Weaver and Wind Ranger, right? But now the problem comes that they don't have a catch for Su. They don't have. None of the heroes have an instant stun. Shackle Shot you can easily dodge with Slide. Snowball is like the easiest ability to dodge. So now they're on Exdee Game are kind of on the backseat for they don't have any catch for Su.
Yeah, and at this point now, Ember Spirit, he's looking to get a Gleipnir. I honestly can't say that. It's a bit hard. Gleipnir. Thank you. But it looks like he's going to be getting that in order to try to just hold down this Wind Ranger. But Wind Ranger does have a BKB up at this stage. Looking at Remedy though, he's busy building his BKB. He's a couple of 100 gold away, so might not be as effective as he needs it, but still a possible catch that he can utilize.
Remedy needs to be a bit careful. Creep is top.
Yeah, looking at Sip, they are. Yeah, but yeah, Weaver just running away at this point. He does still have time left, so he's not too bothered. Phoenix trying to maybe scout out this Nyx assassin. There's a lot of sentries around here, so they are aware that he is here. Looking at top though, Lycan does have Shapeshift up, and he does have Wolfbite as well. Currently, Jug does have the Omni Slash, so yeah, Winter Wyvern also having this Winter's Curse. So possibly looking at the Winter jump here, because at this point, the Winter's actually the initiator.
I mean, they're super farmed on their past 5 and past 4. Like, especially on Jace, he has Blink Dagger.
There's also no buybacks on the side of Remedy. He's got no buyback at this point. Junaid's got no buyback. There is a buyback on the Wind and on Ski Hound and B. So they might decide to take this fight and possibly just throw numbers at it, but they have to defend high ground here. I don't think they can actually take a fight outside base at this point.
I don't even know if their buybacks will be useful, because as soon as Ski uses his Phoenix ulti, and then Junaid uses Sanity, even if they buy back on those 2 heroes, they don't have any kill or any damage. Remedy doesn't do enough damage to kill any of them. Like, if you just look at their HP, it's so dang.
The Tusk getting caught out right now by the Rod of Atos, and then straight into a stun from Jace. Winter's Curse coming out onto Skiander, but he doesn't get any of the other heroes in.
Oh, Soup dodged the Sanities.
But yeah, Soup just getting out there, and B will go down. And yeah, Egg is now being committed. They do decide just to kind of back off here. Juggernaut just so fast, so he just runs away at this stage. But Soup getting caught out there, and he does go down, giving away quite a bit of gold. Well, actually 280, but shared. Doesn't have buyback though.
Oh, doesn't hit. Uh-oh.
So yeah, Remedy able to get out there with his time lapse, and now they will catch Nemi as well. Looks like the Gambino and Nibbling Monkey at least have to just get out here. Jace? Is Jace DCing again? Or not too sure why they've paused. Yeah, looks like he's lagging. But,
they
yeah.
should get Jace because Junaid's Astro is up.
Yeah, and he is channeling. But the Astral is up.
He's
There is
not
a
up.
chance though that Junaid doesn't click fast enough. I mean, I doubt it. That's an option.
No.
I knew it wouldn't be, but we could always stream, right? We could always
Remedy's chasing after
Nibbling-
Nimbly.
Yeah, Nibbling Monkey deciding to possibly come in and help him there. He does try to fly over, but Arctic Burn's almost down. I think that might have been not the best decision there. He was completely out, but just trying to help his friend there. Lycan currently the only one alive. There is still no buyback on. There's no buyback on Soup, like I mentioned, on Nemi or Gambino, but they are very close to respawning. So I don't think they have an
the
issue.
waves were shoved out way too far, just because of the Lycan for them to be pushed, and they were also chasing. But that fight, Soup did dodge the. He was playing really aggressive. He took like a lot of damage. He was playing really aggressive. He did dodge the sanities, but then he got hit by like a few more right clicks. So I feel like I like the risky play, but I feel like if you just play a bit more passively and he just played around at the backline and just like chip down damage, I think the fight would have been, because without Soup, Nemi is not really like Nemi's not there to do damage. He's just there to provide like the drums. He's just there to provide some like extra heals and some extra damage. But Soup is the main one doing the damage, and Gambino's just the one initiating that. So if Soup dies so early in the fight kind of goes really disastrous, because if you just look at the enemy team, they have a lot of meme hammers, they have a lot of catch.
Yeah, Jace getting caught out here once again though. He's trying to deward, but Soup just jumping in. B getting very
Meme
low.
hammer?
He does. Meme hammer coming out. It does hit Soup. Soup taking quite a bit of damage
So
right now.
tanky.
But Nemi just running around here, spinning in wolf form. He will decide to go in, and he does manage to blink out. Lots of things just happening right now. Jay somehow still alive. Like, he's got no mana. This was the guy that they went on, right? And he's just still alive. Odie really, really low. He has decided to astral himself. He does end up going down, unfortunately. Phoenix egg committed, but Jug Spin will take him down pretty easily. Wind Ranger getting caught now by the Solo Winter Curse. That almost took out her entire BKB, so she needs to kind of get out of here right now. Gambino chasing, and Soup jumping in, and basically Nemi just using that Swift Slash and actually taking him out. Looking really bad for B right now. B also just a bit out of position there, and he'll get caught by Soup as well. It looks a really good fight coming out from PunX, right? Like, I'm surprised that Jay somehow survived. Like, they used almost everything on him, and this guy he just styled away.
I mean, they just can't lock down the Ember Spirit. If they can't lock down the Ember Spirit, he's just allowed to jump in with like these 5 remnants and just deals like so much damage with his Cypher's, especially now that he has the Rod of Atos and the thing, the Glypnir. It gets really hard for Exdee gaming from here.
It really, really does. Okay, so Lycan does have the wolf fight up, but his shapeshift is not up at this point. Phoenix trying to just Icarus dive in there, and
Junaid does have ulti as well.
Yeah, Junaid using that meteor hammer, but he unfortunately misses it on Soup, and Soup just be able to get out. But Wind Ranger jumps up forward and continues there with the focus fire, but gets healed up here by the Winter. Winter's kind of backing up. She's waiting for a Winter's Curse at this point. Lycan using his wolf fight on the Jug and shapeshift, and the Wind Ranger actually will get done. Winter Wyvern committing the Winter's Curse now onto the Odie. Remedy getting really low. He doesn't have time lapse, but he was able to there catch out the Gambino. Oh, sorry, not the Gambino, but catching
they catch Nemi actually.
Yeah, looking at Nemi, but Nemi is TPing out. Will he be able to get it? He does get out. Yeah, looks like Weaver is coming to his own now. He does have basically 5,000 gold. Like, he's chilling. He's chilling right now.
It tips to be because he used his ulti, which is the only BKB piercing stun, instead of using like the snowball and the ice shot. So it is tipping B real quick.
But yeah, that was really, really good defense on the side of Exdee. I'm surprised that that PunX decided to actually stay and just hit the barracks during that fortification there. That allowed Exdee to kind of just get in position and jump on them. Looks like they will decide to go for Roshan now. He does have cheese up as well.
Roshan's a bit scary against the
Yeah.
Nick Assassin, unless Jace just does this.
So Nyx does scout him out. Nibbling Monkey doesn't have Winter's Curse at this point, so he can't actually you know, use that in order to go on them. Nyx Assassin getting really low. He does get healed up at this point by the Winter, but he ends up going down. Soup at least, he's almost up, but is he going to try to contest this? It looks like he might decide
needed
to.
Jace. They needed Jace to not feed and kind of like delay out because they, with the Impale, with the Mana Burn, and with the Winter.
They do have Winter's Curse up right now, but it's a bit too late. They would have to. They'll have to back up. Exdee coming back quite fast and quite strong in terms of net worth. They were quite a bit down earlier. It's only a 1k difference at this stage. And just looking at the Weaver going for a Scotty, which he has just picked up right now. And then just looking at the buyback statuses as well, not many buybacks available. Junaid on the OD does have buyback, Soup, Nemi, and Gambino. And those are the only ones that do have buyback at this stage.
Now Remedy is actually stable because earlier into the game when PunX were ahead, he only had like the Maelstrom, and so he had to worry about dying, and then he had to worry about dealing them. But now he has a Scotty and BKB, he's kind of just vibing. So now Remedy is going to become a real big problem for PunX when with all these items that he has, and it's all dependent on how Soup plays. If he dies really early in the game, but because he's playing a bit too aggressive, it gets really hard for his team to do damage after that. But if Soup just plays around the outline and just starts chipping down the enemy team one by one, and then let Gambino just start doing the tanking, the fight should go in the favor of PunX.
All right. But looking top at this point now, it looks like Exdee are going to try to take over the jungle section. Trying to look up on these items at this stage. It looks like
they're chasing for Soup, but there's no way they're gonna get him.
Yeah, Soup's just jumping out at this point. They are looking to get a Shivers on the Phoenix. Wind Ranger currently going for a Lotus Orb, and Odie's basically just finished. Okay, I'm lying actually. He's got 7 seconds left on his BKB. He's looking at getting a Sheep right now, and possibly a Blink after that. And Tusk almost, well, not almost, unfortunately, he's quite a bit away from the Solar Crest. It looks like Jace does know that B is bot here. He has used Vendetta to try to kind of scout him out. But B being
Jace
the player,
he did
put down a
sentry
sentry though. Yeah, so it looks like he will be scouted, that he will get gone on by B, gets stunned while he's trying to TP, and it's just a quick and easy kill there. Really good play from B though. Like he saw that coming, placed that sentry down, and his whole team just grouped up on him. So looking a bit rough now for PunX. They don't necessarily want to take this fight 4v5, especially since the Weaver still has this Aegis right now.
I mean, the Nyx is kind of really critical to the team fight, mostly because of just the Mana Burn. And even just the lockdown he provides with the Impale and Carapace is really important, but the Mana Burn is going to chunk away at this Grenade OD.
Numbling Monkey using his Arctic Burn to try to get a ward up there. Does he decide to go in here? No, I would he's most likely going to just wait to see if they go high ground here, right? Looks like top though, Soup trying to be as aggressive as possible. Nemi going in with him there as well. Gambino really far back at this point, but a large creeper pushing in top, so they might try to force one of these, Ski Hunter is keeping back, but they might now try to take a fight. Looks like Odie will also get back. Looks like they're getting most of their heroes back. Soup doesn't have to be careful because he just read that play and he gets out. So yeah, really heads up play on the side of PunX, right? Knowing that either they're going to trade Arax or they're going to force them back. So what would you like to see on the side of PunX now? Because I feel they've kind of lost this little bit of advantage that they have now. And this team fight coming from Exdee, it's getting to that point where it's quite strong, right? So what do PunX do?
I mean, especially like right now, because Remedy, there's no ways these guys kill Remedy twice. I mean, 3 times, especially with the time lapse. They don't have enough time, because by the time that Remedy comes back alive after his like 3rd death, and he uses ulti, Gambino's ulti will probably be like down. So for them to take a Jace.
Oh, so Tusk jumping in, but Jace somehow being able to see that if he does get the Impale off, but a huge Winter's Curse coming out of Ski Hunt, so he will not be able to use his egg. He does end up going down. B jumping onto Nibbling Monkey, and just too much damage for him. But great play from this Winter there, being able to get that egg down. Well, not being able to use the egg, but looking mid, Gambino he just completely gets destroyed right now, and Soup trying to run the opposite way.
Soup needs to cut the mid wave like right now. This
is what he's trying to do, but Weaver coming in, Weaver doing quite a bit of damage to him, but Soup quite tanky at this stage as well. looks like he will get them to come back, which is kind of what he wanted them to do. But yeah, Gambino doesn't look very effective at this stage, right? Like he wasn't.
His timing has completely hit off. Like if it was a pause 1 Lycan and he has like AC, Basher, and then like MKB, then his impact would be harder. But his impact is he already kind of did his job already from minute 0 to minute 25. He just needs his Ember Sphere and he needs Nemi to come online. So I don't really expect.
Looking on mid, Ember Spirit jumping onto the Wind Ranger, but Junaidi does have the Scythe of Ice up now. Soup just trying to clutch as much as he can. He's possibly trying to get out, but he does not get out at this stage. Nemi getting really low as well. He does commit the Swift Slash. He still has Healing Ward and Spin.
Unlucky bounces.
He does commit the Healing Ward, but so much damage coming from Remedy at this stage, and Remedy able to take him down. Yeah, I don't think that Soup realized that Junaid actually had the sheep finish. So Lycan trying to ulti just to get away, a Winter's Curse being used in order to kind of just stop them and to keep the OD in place. But B coming in, being able to get the eye shots and just catching Nibbling Monkey at that stage. Nibbling Monkey does have buyback, but he doesn't have Winter's Curse, so he won't be able to really do much in this next fight. And then looking on at Soup, Soup does have buyback, right? But he doesn't have any defensive items right now. He doesn't have a BKB. He doesn't have a Lotus or even a Lincoln's, and he's not going to be able to actually, be saved from the Scythe at this stage. Yeah, they are going a bit deep now. Buyback coming from the Winter. Looks like they will just get back and just try to take this tower down. Looking a bit rough right now, but the Aegis did expire. So Remedy does need to be a bit careful here. So Jace jumping in, and he's so fast as well, right? Like
even if Soup gets the Scythe of Ice, which he's going for to kill Remedy, they have Astro, they have Sunray, and they also have Snowball to save Remedy. So
and just to add on to that, Remedy just picked up an Abyssal Blade as well, and yeah, the Ember doesn't have anything to actually stop this right now. Looking on sides of his supports as well, they don't have a Lotus Orb. They don't have anything to really save their cause at this stage. So looking at
Abyssal Blade is pretty good pickup because like Remedy realizes that the Lycan's irrelevant right now because he just gets like 4-5 shots by Junaid. Nemi not doing enough damage to actually be useful, so it's just Soup carrying the team with his damage. So for him to get a burst just to kill, if you kill the Ember Spirit, you win the game.
So Soup does have his Scythe of Ice up now. He did buy out, so it looks like they are looking to maybe make one last player, because if they do lose this next fight and they don't have the buyback on Ember, it could just be over.
I'm actually surprised he completely bought the Scythe of Ice because, well, even if he Scythe of Ices the OD or the Remedy, they're just gonna get saved either way, and they don't have enough damage. It's not like Soup has a Divine Rapier and then Nemi has a Daedalus and an MKB. For the damage, I don't think they don't have enough damage for that.
Yeah, and now Remedy was looking for Roshan. Okay, so Roshan will be respawning very soon. They will probably try to wait.
Oh no!
Looking mid, yeah, Soup getting caught out. B snowballing in. Juggernaut able to get out. Massive Ravage again from this Nyx. Juggernaut using his that was actually Omni. That wasn't even his axe, but a bit of a misplay coming from Nibbling Monkey there. Basically, just stopping all that damage from the Juggernaut, and it looks like now they don't have anything to actually defend here. As I mentioned, Soup not having buyback at this stage.
That's a really greedy buyout for the Scythe of Ice from Soup, so they might get pied. They might even end the game because the Exdee should realize that if they just look at Soup's inventory, he had from minute like 39, he didn't have the Scythe of Ice.
Oh, the Weaver jumping in onto this Winter right now, using that Abyssal Blade, and Juggernaut getting really low, egg committed as well, and it looks like they will just drop. And yeah, it's looking really grim at this stage. No buybacks on the side of PunX, and it looks like this could just be the end. Do they decide to make one last player? Because it does look like that. They're not calling GG, but they don't have a Jug for 70 seconds right now. They don't have Winter for 70 seconds either. And I don't think the Ember, Lycan, looks like they're going to try anyway. Nyx Assassin getting Wolf bitten here. He will get in, but a Shackle Shot coming out to kind of just stop his advance right now. Meteor Hammer coming out just to secure him as well. And Lycan trying his best with this BKB, but just too much damage. Just too much damage, and nothing more that they can do. Really, really good show from both teams, though, Miles. What do you think?
I mean, it was way closer. I expected PunX, just purely based on how good Exdee Gaming was, to kind of lose the laning stage. But Su played really well mid. Bottom lane wasn't just like heavy one-sided once. It was like 50-50. It was really nice. But in top lane, Nami did a really good job buying the drums and the early thing, and earlier just participating in early fights. But let's talk about that after the break. Next game. We'll be back in like 10 minutes.
Great game coming out from both of them, and I'm keen to see what happens in game 2.
Yeah.